All right. So I want to play an advertisement. I'm advertising a political candidate because he's pretty good. I think this guy's legitimate, you know. In Louisiana, there's somebody running for Senate named Gary Chambers. I have covered them on my show before. I think they're pretty good. And, you know, wholeheartedly endorse, but, you know, Louisiana is a pretty fucked up state when it comes to who votes and who's allowed to vote. So someone like Gary Chambers winning, you know, would be impressive, to say the least. But using the bully pulpit as a Senate candidate, you're able to bring a lot more attention to issues. You're able to fundraise to produce things like this. This is an advert based on the recent abortion ruling from the Supreme Court. And I want to play it because it's just really good. It gets really right at the issue.
On June 24th, the Supreme Court voted to overturn Roe v. Wade and created a real-life horror story for women in America. This decision has stripped the rights to a legal and safe abortion from millions of women in this country. It does not, however, stop abortions from happening. Countries that restrict abortions have a higher rate of abortion than countries that don't. An estimated 1.2 million women received unsafe abortions each year before Roe v. Wade. Women in poverty are less likely to be able to afford safe methods of abortion and also risk being blackmailed to receive services and maintain confidentiality. Cases of severe hemorrhaging, poisoning, infection, or damage to internal organs are all life-threatening results that hospitals will now be faced with. I am an ordained minister, and regardless of what we all believe in, we choose those beliefs for ourselves. For Scripture says in Corinthians, "For why is my liberty being judged by another man's conscience?" The government, comprised of mostly white men, has no place to decide for women what is right for them. The ability for any woman in America to make choices concerning her own health is a natural, basic democratic right of every woman. Abortions won't end, but this democracy will if the government refuses to stay out of people's personal choices. Make no mistake about it, women will die, and there's nothing pro-life about that. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate to be one of the votes needed to codify a woman's right to choose as the law of the land.
I mean, that's a good fucking ad. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, imagine seeing that shit on TV, right? Like, but that's the thing, is why I think it's important for people, even if you're, like, especially even if you're in a red state, to just run anyway. A lot of these people, like, one of the reasons why the Democratic Party is so garbage is because Democrats don't even put people up. Tom Cotton, a senator from Arkansas, ran unopposed. Democrats didn't, no one ran in the primary. No one got on the ballot in the Democratic Party for the Senate race for Arkansas. And Tom Cotton just won by default because Democrats didn't even try. Right? So, again, if you're in one of these red states and you know, feel like you have the potential to be in these positions or whatever, I mean, just having the bully pulpit as a Senate candidate and being able to, like, have, like, a team that is able to produce adverts like this, I mean, it moves the Overton window in an incredible way. And again, imagine seeing this stuff on television, right? When you're, like, when you've got, like, the aura of, oh, this is a Senate candidate, right? Like, you know, people are more likely to listen to you. They're, like, more likely to respect what you have to say. You're more likely to get in more different areas. You're more likely to be invited on shows, on television. You're more likely to, you know, get into a debate and have, like, so again, that's why it's so important for people like Gary Chambers and anybody that has left-wing beliefs to just run anyway. This mentality of, oh, I live in X kind of place and it's, you know, it's like, you know, you don't want to put your safety at risk. You don't want to, like, you know, run for Senate in a place where you feel like people might kill you if you do, right? But other than that, if you feel like you could safely run for an office, even in a deeply red area, you should give it a shot because it's just worth it. And of course, if you live in Louisiana, you got to vote for this motherfucker. I mean, it's just that simple. Like, there's no choice. If you don't vote for Gary Chambers, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man, but you got to vote for Gary Chambers if you live in Louisiana. And again, like, pointing, like, this is why this whole argument about abortion is irrelevant, because it will happen anyway. I mean, like, again, the stat cited, over 1 million people get abortions every year before Roe v. Wade, right? So it's like, they're going to happen anyway. The only difference is how safe they're going to be and who's going to get hurt, right? And so again, as I've laid out on my show over the last several weeks, right, these big cases of like a 10-year-old rape victim having to go across state lines and then being like in like national news for days because people said that they should have carried the fucking pregnancy to term, even though that could have very easily killed them, right? It's just like, again, it's not about, oh, abortions are so evil, we must, if you wanted to actually reduce abortions in this country, what you do is provide safe access to contraception, sexual education that's comprehensive and clear to every child in school, instead of just saying, oh no, it's the parent's job, and then the parent is like Hank Hill and King of the Hill and they don't do anything good, right? So it's like, if you wanted to reduce abortions, that would be the way that you would go, the route that you would take. But they don't care about abortion, and it's not about religion, it's not about scripture, it's about control. They will use anything. Republicans will use anything that they can. Doesn't matter what it is, and if it's not convenient, then they'll throw it away. Just like they've done with 90% of the Bible. Christians, you think the Christians care about wearing mixed fabrics? You think about these Christian fucking fascists care about eating shellfish? They don't give a fuck. You think these Christian fucking fascists care about abortions? Most of them have fucking knocked up several mistresses and had them have abortions. I mean, look at Donald Trump, for example, right? So you think these people give a fuck about that shit? They don't care. They don't care. It's about power and control. They want there to be as many second-class citizens as possible. They want to be the top on a totem pole, right? It's about power and control. That's it. It's not about logic. It's not about, like, oh, I'm pro-life. It's not about pro-life. None of that fucking matters. It's all lies and distractions from the core fact that it's all about power, and that's the only thing they care about. So again, needs to be said. And of course, like, the rest of the people that are like having this debate, oh, the trimesters, the weeks, and all that, it's just, it's a fake debate. It's theater. None of that shit fucking matters, right? The reality is that this legislation and the way that these Republicans are acting will kill people, and that's why this advert is just so good. Because again, it just shows exactly what will happen. People will die. That is the intended result. That is not an unintended, oh, well, we didn't think about that and it happened and we're so sorry. No, no, no. That is the intended result. They want that to happen. That is their desired outcome. That is why they are doing all of this, for that outcome. They want to kill people. They want people to die. And it's, again, about power and control. Because the people that are more likely to be killed in these instances are going to be people that disagree with them. The people, like these fucking stupid Republican women that are like, oh yeah, I love pro-life, right? They're already, like, they're fine with being the pet. They're fine with being the fucking, like, object. They're fine with losing all their rights. They don't give a shit. They're fucking stupid motherfuckers, right? But the people that would actually be going out there and trying to get an abortion because they want to survive, you know, like maybe they've got health complications, right? Most of these people are probably going to end up being poor, right? Rich people are going to be able to access safe abortions, right? But anyway, this fucking shit is insane. And again, more people need to have these conversations, like, with the facts, right? The fact is, it's not about fucking who cares with fetal viability. That doesn't matter. The heartbeat doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, none of that fucking shit matters. It's about power and control, and it's about killing people that disagree with you. That is the Republican mantra. They want to kill anybody that disagrees with them. Full stop. That's it. So, there you go.